Excellent!
This build right here was a departure for me. It was pretty much a wholly different aesthetic than I usually go for, but I'm actually really happy with the results. The working title of this build is the Blue build, or perhaps the BitFenix Blue build, but let me know if you can think up something more clever and post it in the comments section down below. And if you think this thing looks badass, go ahead and hit that like button too while you're at it. But this is the BitFenix Aegis. It is also the $1,200 build from my May builds video, and if you caught that one, as promised, I have assembled it here for your viewing pleasure. Also, big shout outs on this video to Kingston HyperX for their support in the memory and the SSD in this build, MSI for the motherboard, and Jay, of course, of Jay's 2 cents fame, for letting me last minute borrow the power supply, which in my humble opinion is a key component for this build, where keeping things pretty was kind of a primary concern. But let's jump back in time a short while to when this build was not yet assembled, and I went over all the parts, again, for your viewing pleasure. And now to run down all the parts in this build, we'll start over here with the case, of course. That's kind of what we started with at the very beginning, and that's kind of what everything else is based around. I went with the blue one, so I wanted to stick with the color scheme. It's the BitFenix Aegis. If you guys want to see a full review of this, go ahead and check out Hardware Connects, because Dimitri did a fantastic full review. What I'm going to do is build this whole system in the case, and then towards the end of the video I'm going to take a look at the build and kind of go over my thoughts on it, having built in it and the pros and cons, and I'll focus on the case and that kind of good stuff. I also have the BitFenix Fury. This is the 650 watt version. I used the 550 watt version in the May builds video. This is 100 watts more. It's the one that was available. Big shout out to Jay for letting me borrow this, actually, by the way. And the bonus is that the little highlight color strip on the side is also blue on the 650 watt version. Sticks with the color scheme. Although there's a power supply cover in the case, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, for my memory and my SSD, huge shout outs to HyperX. Actually, guys, if you're interested, HyperX has a YouTube channel. They've been doing tons of stuff there as far as like competitive gaming and that sort of thing. They support lots of competitive gamers and Twitch streamers. So if you guys are interested, check out the HyperX YouTube channel. It's lots of fun. I'll post a link to it, and you guys can check that out. And I highly recommend it. But anyway, I have the HyperX Fury memory kit here. This is a pretty basic 16 gig, 2x8 gig kit, 1866. That's a little bit faster than your standard 1600 memory. I also have the Savage 240 gig SSD. This is brand new from Kingston. It's red, so it doesn't match the color scheme, I know, but that's okay because it's fast. Super fast, as you can maybe tell up here, 560 megabytes per second reads and 530 megabytes per second writes. It's got the new Phison controller, so whether it's using compressible or incompressible data, it's still fast. And yeah, great job HyperX on that drive. I've already read some reviews on it and that sort of thing, but that's my memory, that's my storage on my SSD. This right here is the 4690K from Intel, Core i5 I should say, I guess. Quad core, no hyperthreading, extremely popular chip for gaming. Overclockable too. We are going to be overclockering it because we have this Enermax cooler right here. The ETS T40, it's all black, and it's got blue LEDs on the black fan. It's blue and black. It matches the color scheme. It's also a very good cooler, and you can get it for like 40 or 50 bucks, so that's cool. Moving along, MSI Z97MG43 is our motherboard. It's micro ATX. Since this is a micro ATX case, it's blue and black. Does everything that you might want a Z97 motherboard to do in a micro ATX form factor. Anyway, we also have some little add-ons and accessories here going on that BitFenix sent over. Now, one potential complaint about this case is that it doesn't come with a full complement of fans. So you get a 120mm fan in the back, and it is a nice BitFenix one, but you don't get any front intakes. So bear that in mind if you get this case. You're going to want to add some fans in there. So BitFenix sent me a slew of them. These are all the blue LED Spectre Pro fans, so I'm going to be kind of picking and choosing which ones of these I actually put in there. They also sent me their Alchemy LED strips. These are the white ones. I also have some blue LED strips from Taiwan that I've actually had kind of on reserve for a while. I'm going to see which looks better, the white or the blue, so I might actually end up using the blue ones, but the Alchemy strips are great, and you can't necessarily get the ones that I got in Taiwan here in the States if you're looking for LED strips. So if you are looking for LED strips, the BitFenix Alchemy ones are pretty nice. And you know what I did? I completely skipped over the graphics card. This is also a change up from the May builds video, just in that it's still a GTX 970, which I still recommend, yes, despite the 3.5 gigs of memory thing. It's still a good card for the price. But I went with the EVGA one because that's what I have on hand. I wasn't able to get the MSI one for this build, and hey, it's still blue and black, so it still matches. And there it is, an explanation and a look at all the parts in the box. Pretty here on the table. You know what I should do? I should actually build this system. So why don't we cue the music? I do have music, right? So now that the build is all put together, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on it, but first, it's time to say thank you to this video's sponsor, lynda.com, the website that is dedicated to making you smarter. By now you should know this, but I will tell you anyway. Lynda.com is an online learning platform with over 3,000 on-demand video courses to help you strengthen your business, technology, and creative skills. Via this sponsorship promotion, you can get a 10-day free trial. That's right, you can do this simply by visiting lynda.com/Paul. Now, I've repeatedly emphasized the fact that I am a better video editor thanks to lynda.com, but let's be honest, not everyone wants to live the glamorous life of the YouTube video editor, so you might consider signing up to learn something else, like business, for example. Go learn your general business skills, your management, your productivity, and business software as well, like Excel, Google Analytics, PowerPoint, and QuickBooks. Then you can write me up a 5-year business plan that will make me insanely wealthy. I will let you know if it works, and then you can do one for yourself as well. Now, if you're going to have that proposal on my desk by tomorrow morning, though, you're going to want to click the sponsor link in this video's description, or you can go directly to lynda.com/Paul. Back to the blue build though, as I kind of alluded to at the beginning, I really like how this build turned out. I usually shy away from bright colors and blingy stuff like LED fans, but with some of the considerations made here, I think it actually works and it's not even all that gaudy. First, it's pretty much two-tone, with blue and black being the primary colors. The BitFenix Fury PSU with the fully sleeved cables keeps everything very clean, and it doesn't distract with other colors in the cabling. I also really like the shade of blue that BitFenix went with this version of the Aegis. By the way, it's also available in red, yellow, white, and black. And this is the first time I've said that I actually like the look of the opposite side panel when you're looking through there. The paint job is great on both sides, so with the large window to look through, it really helps the components kind of stand out against the blue of the other side panel. It looks kind of like candy to me, actually, for some reason. You guys kind of see that too? A very nice feature of the Aegis is that you can pretty much pull out all of the cages and everything from the inside and get it completely empty. I could remove this top one too, but I'm actually going to use it. Anyway, let's talk negatives for a few moments, and if I didn't already mention to you guys, Dimitri did a full review of the red version of the Aegis over at Hardware Connects, so I encourage you to check out that video if you're considering purchasing this case. He did a really good job. As Dimitri mentioned, there's some concerns with the plastic parts of this case, the glossy finish at the top and the front, as well as the side window. Glossy finish aside, that's an aesthetic choice. Some like it, some don't. These can scratch easily, so maybe do what I did and leave the protective plastic sheets on as long as you can while building to prevent scratches or that sort of thing. Also, if you're wiping it, use a very, very fine cloth, like one that's made for like cleaning camera lenses, for example. Also, while there are dust filters on the front, the bottom, and the top, they're just not implemented quite that well. The bottom and front filters in particular seem to fit on kind of loosely. They're just held on by magnets, and they fall off a little bit more easily than I would like. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something that I would hope BitFenix addresses in future revisions. I also noticed that with the cages removed inside, which I did pretty quickly, there's some considerable flex with the motherboard tray, which I didn't like as much, but on the plus side, I was very happy to be able to easily remove all of those cages, so that's a trade-off that I'm willing to accept. So there it is, guys, my $1,200 Intel 4690K blue build in the BitFenix Aegis Micro ATX case with the BitFenix Fury fully sleeved power supply, the MSI Z97M G43 motherboard, EVGA GTX 970 SC video card, the Enermax ETS T40 CPU cooler, which blended in perfectly, by the way, and then from HyperX, the Fury DDR3 memory kit, and the HyperX Savage 240GB SSD. I also added a couple BitFenix Spectre Pro blue LED 140mm fans at the front for intake and 120 at the back. Again, bear in mind the case only ships with one 120, so you might want to add additional fans if you're buying this. I decided not to add any more LEDs than the ones that were already there from the fans. It just didn't really seem necessary, and again, I don't like going over the top with LEDs. It can get gaudy pretty quickly. But if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Let me know what you think of my build in the comments section down below, because I'm really curious to find out if this look, like the kind of brightly colored thing, actually appeals to you guys, or at least a subset of you guys to some degree. Also check out the description for links to my t-shirt store. You can buy a t-shirt like this one. You can also use my Amazon affiliate code before you check out at Amazon. That helps me out a ton. And you will of course also find links to the case itself and the full PC part picker parts list. And as always, thank you for watching.